Ooh.
Panacea.
Panacea?
Panacea.
It's not a word.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Look it up.
You're just trying to get rid of your vowels.
A man sees a panacea in a tide pool. Panacea. You're using a GRE textbook to check the word panacea. Why don't you use a dictionary? Everybody has a dictionary in their apartments, like a Bible.
Nobody has a dictionary.
No one has a dictionary.
I had a dictionary on my phone.
You had one on your phone 2 weeks ago and it worked. Let me have a look. Well, it's not going to be there if you're looking at the maths section. Panacea. Let me see. You're not even at P yet. Panacea.
Okay, I'm not gonna put like this much time into Scrabble in like an end of the world scenario.
Alright. Challenge play. You ready?
Hit me. Hit me.
Oh, right, whatever. Fine. Whatever. How long do we have left?
2 hours?
I'm gonna take a nap.
Or we can just take naps all the time, you know, we have to stay sharp.
Yes, we can. Animals in the animal kingdom take naps all the time. That's how they recharge their batteries. I will see you in a bit.
Alright. Set it for another half hour.
Oh. I don't want this to go in.
You getting sick?
No, I've just had a cough for a while.
You sure?
Okay. Oh. Number 4.
So like you're climbing Mount Everest, right?
Right.
And you're getting like closer and closer to the top, and right near the summit is like where a ton of people eat it. There's like this crazy spot right before you hit the summit, and it's just like a ton of dead climbers. You know, like in a bunch of like day glow, you know, bright, like rainbow snow gear. It's the Rainbow Valley.
That's fucking horrible.
Yeah, it's kind of gnarly, isn't it? It's probably a mess up there right now, you know? Like, all things considered, though, it's probably not a bad way to go. You know?
Making weaponry.
Would you give me that marker over there? Like, I've gone through this a few times, but I really... It's making me mad.
Whenever you make maps, it looks like it should be in the maths section of the GRE textbook.
Yeah, geez, I wonder where I got that influence from.
Well, I just tried to make everything too complex. I used a compass. And I got good at it because it hurt. anyway, so my dad's walking down this trail one day, right? And this trail is hundreds of years old. And my dad's walking down this trail, and he was upset about something. He was in a kind of state of contemplation. He's walking down this trail, and it's twilight. So the sun's coming through the hedge. You can see, it's England right about 9 o'clock in the evening. So it's pretty. It's late. So it's almost twilight. And my dad sees this. He sees this figure down the path, right? And the figure has a hood, like a cowled hood, and a long robe down the path. And he gets closer, and he gets closer, and he gets closer. And as he gets up to this figure, he comes up to the figure, and he does that thing that we do on the street where you move up and you try to catch the face of the person in the corner of your eye so you can see who it is. So who's going to be wearing a cowled hood at this time of year? So my dad gets up to this character, and just as he overtakes the character, it was a trick of the light through the hedge. That's what ghosts, if ghosts are things, then it would be something as wonderful as that. Something, just a trick of the light. It's not something that's going to jump out and scare you. It's going to be a trick of the light. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's not.
So, 13 of 20. Let's get moving, shall we?
Yeah.
Sun's going down. I was thinking. You were talking earlier on about the yells that we heard, the lights on the wall.
Yeah.
There's people, so
Right.
why don't we go to the people and work with them? And perhaps there's food banks. Perhaps there's some kind of better sustenance than ramen noodles.
That kind of stuff's not for us.
Well, I understand that's why we have the spears and everything. But how do you know it's going to be bad? There's people out there just like us. They're just trying to survive.
I mean, the thing is, like, they're not.
Why?
Like, I get, that you have this idea that, electricity is gone and, like, society has collapsed, but it hasn't. And, like, just because the lights are out doesn't mean that any part of society has changed. Like, all the same hierarchies are still here, all the same politics are still here. No one was that excited about us while the lights were still on. We are nobody's priority. Do you understand? We're nobody's priority. And if you think that any of that stuff is for us, that anybody wants to help us before they help anybody else, then you're an idiot.
The first thing you did was build spears out of a shaft for a brush and tape. That wasn't my idea, that was you.
Do you remember before you came here? Do you remember the first week? With all the fires? Where's your place? Where's your stuff? Do you really think that all the same people who started all those fires, those are the people who are gonna help you? Do you really think that? Nobody wants to help.
Have you ever plunged a spear into someone's chest before? Have you ever pushed it in? Have you ever twisted it? Have you ever extinguished someone's life before? Yeah, it's easy to make them, but is it easy to use them?
You need to be prepared for that. We are not here.
We need to be prepared for it with that attitude.
Yeah. We're not here to survive. We're not here to sort of like set up a new
I can see we're not here to survive if we've been eating ramen noodles for the last 4 weeks. It was you who were talking about scurvy before. What are we going to do? Go out at 3 o'clock every day, go to the river and look for more ramen?
Yes.
Is that your plan?
That's it.
And you think just because this is your apartment, it belongs to you?
You've got 3 options. We could stay here and survive for a while and die in this apartment. We could go outside and we can try and ask for help. and get stabbed by somebody else. Because you know what? That's the situation. If you don't like it, you can go talk to anybody you want. You know, like, we've seen smoke in the distance for the last 3 weeks. I'm sure there are people there. Why don't you go sort of like follow the smoke and see what's going on? This is how it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna die out there.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna die in here.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. Listen, like, I think this was a great idea. It's just, you're right, I'm sorry. It's your place.
Grab the water bottles. Yeah?